thank you guys so much for coming. We really, really appreciate it. I'm Nicole Salins. I'm the channel marketing manager, if you haven't met me yet. I'm just going to go through the quick agenda. So here we're going to do some welcome and introductions. I'm going to talk about our channel summer spiff. We're going to do just an overall refresh on PairSoft and its product offerings, the roadmap, kind of what's to come later this year, and then we'll leave questions for the end. So Q&A, if you do have any questions throughout, please put them in the chat and we'll be happy to answer them throughout. We've got Matt, our CEO, on the call. We've got Sammy, our Senior VP of Product, and then, like I said, myself. If I haven't had opportunity to meet you yet, please send me an email. I would love to have a meeting with you. Just wanted to put this here as a refresher. So we've gotten a lot of questions about kind of who we integrate with, all the different ERPs. So just want to throw this up here about Dynamics 365, Sage, Blackbaud, and then Oracle. All right. The big announcement. So we are launching our summer spiff. It is live today. I will be sending a recording to you guys after this webinar. This will have the recording and it will also have the link for the spiff that we're doing. So what we're doing is every qualified lead that attends a demo or discovery call with us from now until July is going to actually receive a $200 Visa or Amazon gift card. If that lead does turn into an opportunity within that time, we're actually going to be sending you guys an extra $500 gift card. So some great opportunities coming up. We'd love to hear from you. Let me know if you have any questions, but I will be sending a follow-up email with the actual link and some more details for you guys. So that is all from me. I'm actually going to kick it off to Matt Cotter, our CEO.
Hey guys, how are you? Nice to meet you if I haven't met you. I'm coming to you from my quarantine attic up here. I am on, I believe, day 9 of my second round with COVID. So if you see me going on and off of video, it's because you don't want to see me hacking and coughing. I'm going to distract from Sammy's riveting presentation. So I might be a little bit spotty, but I appreciate you taking the time to join. Nicole asked me just to kind of do a quick refresh on like what we're actually doing here at PairSoft. You know, we had an opportunity to host our own little super spreader event last week, but we had like 15 of the top leaders coming together to just kind of refresh on strategy, what we're actually trying to build, et cetera. We've been at this, say maybe a little bit more than 2 years since we actually started acquiring the brands. So it feels like a good time to just kind of take a quick beat and just remind ourselves what we're doing. So Nicole, if you want to go to the next one. Here we go. So the thesis goes something like this, that the office of the CFO, the folks, your customers that you deal with on a regular basis, have really been kind of the cobbler's children when it comes to technology. Like if you look at go-to-market or supply chain or some of these other parts of the business for years, like I'm dating myself here a little bit, but for, you know, since the late 90s, early part of 2000s, those parts of the organization have had these kind of interconnected intelligent systems to help run their operations efficiently, right? I think about like Salesforce that, you know, brings in the marketing automation as well as Salesforce, as well as CRM. You think about kind of all the way back to supply chain management systems like I2, JD Edwards, where some of those things came from. But there's never really been anything like that for especially mid-market CFOs when it comes to spend management, right? And so you end up with these, I will say, kind of tangentially integrated systems from sourcing through procurement, through requisitioning, through invoice management, through payment, et cetera. Nicole, if you want to go to the next one. Right. And so our belief is that there is a tremendous amount of value that could be gained by viewing that as one integrated process as opposed to separate things that are connected, right? Starting all the way from catalog and subscription management. Right. So how many licenses do I have of Salesforce? What are the terms of that contract, et cetera? Through the sourcing process, catalog, punch out shopping, that through requisitioning, obviously through invoice automation, which is kind of where we grew up, and then all the way through to the payments part of this. And then underpinning that is a series of analytics, starting with, I would call them like descriptive analytics. Think of it as describing the weather, and then eventually getting to predictive analytics, right? Making intelligent decisions. So what we've done over the last 2 years is on the kind of inorganic side, we started with the acquisition of Paramount and PaperSave back in December of 2000. Thank you, Nicole. We added DocuPeek in July of 2021. Actually, Webbyplex product is DocuPeek in July of 2021. And so at that point, what you have is Workplace is the procurement end of the functionality. Both PaperSave and DocuPeek are invoice automation with very, very deep integrations into the ERPs that you guys serve, right? Microsoft, both GP and BC, Sage, NetSuite, et cetera, right? Those are the ERPs that we're very, very deep into. So those were the acquisitions. And then Sammy and his team started with integrating those different applications. Workplace integrated to PaperSave, PaperSave integrated to Workplace. In the summer of 22, I think it was June of 22, we launched our first analytics product, and that's had some really exciting uptake. And then in late Q3 of 2022, we launched a partnership with Finexio to integrate payments capability into the platform. And then Sammy's going to talk a lot about where we are in 2023, about how essentially we're harmonizing all of this functionality into one customer experience that your customers will get to utilize. So I would say we're still kind of early innings, but like I said, it feels like the perfect time for us to just kind of hit pause, refresh everybody on what we're building, what the value proposition is, where we are in that process, and more importantly, like how it affects you and your customers. So I'm going to hand it over to Sammy, but before I do that, and I know he's got a slide after this, I just want to thank you guys for all the support. It hasn't always been an easy couple of years. We acknowledge that it's a lot of change, a lot of upheaval, but you guys have been supportive, and the feedback is what we would like more than anything. Doesn't always have to be good feedback. Anything that helps us get better, we are open to hearing. So with that, I'm going to hand it to Sammy and stop talking so that you don't have to listen to my voice. All right, it's all you, Sammy.
All right, thank you, Matt, and hi everybody. So I'm Sami, heading the product team at PairSoft, and great to be here speaking with you. I'm living here in Finland, Northern Europe, and it is starting to be now the season when the sun barely goes down, so it is like a daylight still, even when it's 9 p.m. for me now. So I'm going to speak today mostly about the new PairSoft platform experience, and I'm going to show a few examples of it. That is the big topic for today's call. But before we go there, I wanted to first remind about a few recent capabilities we have launched. Because while we develop the new experience, we also go full steam ahead with all of our solutions. So I collected here some highlights of what we were doing for the 3 platforms on previous quarter. So for PaperSave, if you start there, very exciting improvement we have released is the automatic redaction of sensitive information like social security numbers. So we can now automatically find these sensitive data points from the documents scanned to the solution, including the ones that the customer has entered in the past, and then hide the sensitive information on the document. So I think this is a super useful improvement for many of our PaperSave document management clients. And then we are also expanding pay, so that in case the customer is processing some of the invoices outside PaperSave, with the new mechanism, they can also bring those invoices from the host system to PaperSave and to the same pay flow, and then get the benefits of paying the invoices through our pay service. I'm going to speak about the pay service a little bit more later in the presentation. And then in PairSafe, we are also focusing on providing some new authentication mechanisms based on the feedback we are receiving from our clients. And then Workplace, we have been piloting a Power BI integration because, as we all know, the procurement data is extremely valuable as it covers most or even all of the company spend. So being able to slice and dice that data in Power BI will certainly give lots of new value, new opportunities to, for example, find saving potential. And then in Workplace, we are also improving the integration for some of the ERP systems. As an example, for Dynamics BC, we are adding a support for receiving. And then for Intact, we have extended the integration for the project module. And in DocuPeak, so our document volumes there are growing very nicely, and we want to ensure that the experience remains good and response times are fast. So we have been further improving the underlying cloud stack in DocuPeak, and we are deepening the integration to NetSuite by providing support for some additional custom fields. So this is like a snapshot of some of the developments we have delivered on previous quarters, and I think the important point is that we are dividing our development investment to tracks. So we keep delivering new features, keeping the quality up for all of our solutions, the existing ones, while we are also advancing the new experience that we are going to talk about next. So here we go. So let's talk about the new platform. And Matt spoke about the strategy, and I wanted to zoom a bit deeper into the new experience we are developing as we speak. And I'd like to start from a sort of helicopter perspective and a little recap about the end-to-end value we deliver. So it all starts here from controlling of spend. And we all know that in today's economical environment with increasing prices and all of that, the ability to control spend is paramount. So like buying only for a real need and buying from the contracted vendors with a good price deal, it is obviously crucial for many organizations, all organizations, in keeping the departments to meet their budgets. And based on our experience in many organizations, this is currently impossible or super difficult, as people are buying randomly from different sources. And this is what we want to do differently. I mean, we want to offer an experience that has a look and feel that is very easy to understand and the easiest way to purchase, because then your client can ensure that their team is only buying from pre-approved sources. And we have this rare opportunity to build entirely new experience for purchasing, which means that we can follow the latest trends and patterns that, for example, the leading consumer brands use in their online shopping experience. And we want to ensure that anyone using the system will intuitively know how to find the right thing to be purchased based on how they would do it when they buy something for themselves. And as everywhere, we want to make the data actionable, because by following the organization's buying behavior, company can learn how to further improve the process and experience to meet the employees' needs. So, all of this will help in keeping the spend under control. Then let's go to the next one. So another really important factor for any finance organization is the cash visibility and cash agility. I think we all remember the recent challenges some banks have been facing and the urgent situations it caused in many companies. So I think more agile you are, better you survive. And first of all, what we believe in is that the process for invoice approval should be highly automated. There are often a ton of manual unnecessary steps that make the process of getting invoices to the approval process lengthy and time consuming. So we want to eliminate that. And then, if and when you can route your invoices from scanning from scanning to ready for payment just in hours instead of days or weeks, then you can freely decide that how to use your payment terms. obviously sometimes for a customer company, it is good to pay fast. Sometimes it's better to hold the payment. But the point is that you need to get to that point fast where you can pay or choose not to pay. And then you need to see exactly how your payables are developing. So this is something where data and analytics becomes so crucial. And then let's go to the next one. So we also want the companies to be able to complete the cycle with pay. So the procure to pay cycle is not complete if you need to handle the payments elsewhere. And on the other hand, by bringing all the payments into a single platform, you get a ton of benefits you would not be able to achieve if you rely on point solutions. So when you manage your payments at the same platform, you get rid of unnecessary steps to move the data between solutions. So you eliminate fraud and misusage because there are no payment files to be moved around. And also one of the main benefits of our payment solution is that the payments in the ERP are also reconciliated automatically. And then when you are able to combine the end-to-end data from procurement to through invoice and eventually to pay, you can drive your financial process holistically. And I think this is surprisingly rare in many organizations today. So like we have seen many situations where, for example, finance wants to centralize the spend to vendors that receive virtual card payments because the rebates and cashback, with those you can get very substantial money streams. But then the procurement team may have totally different drivers, and they may focus on vendors that provide the lowest list prices instead of taking into account the rebate opportunity. So if you don't get the sort of visibility from both standpoints, then you may end up sub-optimizing different parts of the process and miss some important value. And one of the key benefits in our pay service is that it is not only a technology, but we take care of the entire service, including the vendor onboarding. So the clients do not need to worry about that at all. They can leave it to us, and we find the best method of payment for each vendor with an aim to find those cashback or rebate opportunities that can make the finance department to become like a profit center, and even make the B2B deployment to become a net positive initiative. So these were the key value pillars, spend control, cash agility, and then the payment automation. And we believe that 1 + 1 + 1 here is much more than 3. So when you combine these elements, procurement, invoices, and payments, the client will get most out of their investment. So let's then look at some of the key elements of the new aligned experience we are delivering. And I want to emphasize that this is the new experience we are developing. We make it available gradually, step by step, and we are not pushing our customers away from the solutions they are using today. But we want this to be like pull rather than push, meaning that we believe that when we make the new experience really compelling, many clients want to eventually change to it. And I also want to emphasize that we are definitely providing simple migration path from the current experience to the new one. So anyone who's currently, for example, deploying the solution will then be able to transfer to this new experience in controlled way when we the sort of purchasing experience. And we are renewing this gradually. And here's the upcoming new landing page anyone in the organization would end up to when they look into our solution. We are making it very intuitive for the user to start the purchasing process. They can start it from different types of content, from the vendor site through something called punch out, or using the catalogs that the procurement department has been uploading to the system. And the users can also see their key approval tasks right away, as in the procure to pay process, it is crucial that the approvals are done rapidly. And then let's go to the next one. So the users can also use the new search algorithm to find what they are looking for. And we are designing this new experience to be in line with what you would see in consumer web shops, with the ability to filter the results with multiple different criteria, like based on category, price, vendor, and so on. And the user can add selected items to comparison or put them to a shopping basket, and then eventually send the basket to an approval process as a purchase requisition. And obviously, we are also prototyping a chatbot experience here so that we can make the UI conversational. I'm sure that everyone has been playing around with ChatGPT and know how powerful way of interacting that is, and definitely will be impacting procure-to-pay domain big time, and we want to be forerunners in that development. So then when you have the basket collected, you want to buy it. So the next step in the process is the approval. So here we go. So we know that the companies have many different ways to approve different goods and services, as well as invoices and payments. And this being the case, what we are going to do is to renew the approval experience quite a bit. So first of all, we are adding more self-service configurability there, so that the admin users can set the approval rules with the user interface that is easily understandable and allows quite a bit of flexibility. And you can set different approval policies and basically define how they are used for different categories and in which priority order. And then for the end users, this will show as a simple approval tool that allows the user to approve any transaction or document from a single list. And whether they are purchase requests, invoices, expense claims, it can all be approved from the same list view, or the user can then drill into the details. So I think this will improve the user experience massively, as well as the ability to manage those approval rules by yourself. So then when you have approved your purchase requisitions and invoices, you want to pay them. Here we go. So again, with seamlessly integrated paying experience, you can handle the payment review and sending the payment for the actual processing, after which we will ensure that the vendor is getting paid with the best payment method for them. I mean, for your client and for the vendor. The user will be able to see the statuses of the payments, and the great thing here is that we are not only keeping our B2B solution fully up to date on the status of payments, but we are also doing the reconciliation to the ERP. I think that's a big value add. So PairSoft solution and then the ERP, they are all the time up to date when it comes to payables. And then eventually, let's go to the next one. Probably the most important part of any procure-to-pay process is the analytics. So with this full end-to-end visibility, the customer can analyze how to further improve the process, how to manage their spend and cash better, and most importantly, also use the data in predictive manner to help in decision making. And we are very proud of the ability to do benchmarking with the other peers using PairSoft community, which allows finance leaders to set their targets high and become better in what they do. So so this was a short walkthrough of some of the key elements in the new experience. And again, development of this is an evolution. We do it gradually. And today we have already many of the elements available, like pay or analytics that were launched on 2022. And when it comes to the new purchasing procurement experience and the approval experience, we will be launching these during 2023 gradually. So the very first early adopters will start on summer, and then we will add more capabilities during quarters to come. And then the clients can jump this bandwagon when they think that the time is right. Obviously, with very first versions, we will not have all the functionalities here, but we have a big development team working for this, and we will keep everyone up to date about the progress. And what is really important is that we will provide our clients together with you a roadmap to get there. And I really want to emphasize that until the time is right, they can safely continue using the existing solution, existing experience, which we are still also developing and improving heavily. So moving to this new experience is something we can do when you think that we are ready and your customer is ready, and then you are ready. And meanwhile, we can safely keep selling and delivering the great tools we have, and also we are providing that sort of migration path to this new experience from all of our current solutions. So that's what I wanted to talk through today. And again, I also want to really thank all of you and your customers too for the amazingly valuable feedback we keep receiving, because we want to build solutions that make our joint customers better in what they do, and that is only possible if we can do it in a close collaboration. So appreciate all the feedback, and always ready to jump to your call to speak about our solutions. All right, I think we can jump to the QA.
You're on mute, Nicole.
There we go. Sorry about that,
There you
guys.
go.
All right. So the first question we have here is, you mentioned Dynamics 365. Does this work with the new platform with legacy Dynamics GP?
So yeah, I mean, the new platform is also, or the new procurement experience will also be integrated to Dynamics GP.
Great. Another question we have here is, how will this platform affect the partner margin?
It shouldn't. Like Sammy said, we are very much in like MVP mode for this, like minimally viable product. So we're figuring out a lot of that stuff right now, but PaperSafe 7 serves as the base of the platform. So there really shouldn't be much impact to the business operations for partners.
Great. And then the timeline, Sammy, I know you mentioned the summer, and those are going to kind of come in phases kind of as we move on. And we'll just keep the partners updated as much as we can as things are processing.
Yeah. Sorry, Sammy. We're going to be scheduling a bunch of enablement things over the summer. I'll give Sammy a little bit of a break. I think summer realistically means late summer, right? So think towards the end of Q3, you'll start to see some of this procurement functionality available in the platform. One point I wanted to make too is on pay. That's not something that we've engaged the partner community on yet. If you are intrigued or interested, let me know, or let Nicole know, and like I'm open to a conversation there about what makes sense. I would say that we're very, very much in MVP mode on payments right now. Kind of an early pilot phase would be the best way to think about it.
Great. And then last question I have so far, but feel free to add some more in the chat, you guys. These are great. Is what steps have been made to kind of improve the customer support and implementation timeline?
Great question. So a couple things that we've done. We have essentially retooled support very recently. We're kind of collapsing some of the teams, adding some more resources, really focusing on how we can use technology in our support area to improve responsiveness, improve knowledge base articles, make things more self-service. So that's a real focus for us. I would say this year, but heavily in the last couple months. In terms of services, like the professional services side, we've done, I would say, probably, let's call it a couple major initiatives, right? One is kind of completely revamping our methodology around how we scope services, what we think we want to deliver to make things much more bite-sized, much more digestible, as opposed to kind of these long, never-ending cycles. We're really, really focused on how do we get customers live as quickly as possible, and then move through kind of the customer life cycle in a phased implementation, as opposed to trying to deliver a huge chunk of functionality. One. Second thing is we revamped how we price services, right? And we've kind of gotten away from, this is going to sound silly, but we've kind of gotten away from the hourly, took me 90 minutes, therefore I charge you for an hour and a half, and gone much more to like fixed fee implementations with defined scopes, which for customers that we've dealt with directly has been a real positive. So really heavy focus outside of the product area on kind of the back end post sale part of our operations to improve speed and customer responsiveness.
Great. And then like last one, which ERPs will support this platform? Is it going across everyone, or?
We will be supporting pretty much all the ERPs we are integrated with.
Great. Anyone has any more questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. We'll stay on for another minute. Just some kind of action items. I will be sending you guys this recording so that way you have it this afternoon. I will also be sending you guys information about the summer spiff. If you guys have any questions at all, whether it's, hey, do you have a one-pager for this? Hey, how is this going to affect this client? Please let me know. I can definitely help you out. And I know there has been some questions lately from some people about who their dedicated account executive is. Also reach out to me regarding that. I can definitely get you guys in touch with the correct people from the sales department as well.
All right.
Awesome. Well,
Cool.
Thank you guys so much. We'll give you guys some time back. We really appreciate it. And as always, we really appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Thank you.